Hi students, I am Praveen Sebastian Paul. In this lecture we are discussing the organizing structure of an NSS camp. So what are the major organizing structure, what are the committees to be formed during an NSS camp, what is the duration of the camp, and what are the lodging arrangements and daily schedules of a camp, as well as a day camp organized by an NSS unit. So if we are considering NSS camps, we should know about some primary factors. The first thing is the organizational structure of an NSS camp. Each camp will have 1 or 2 teaching faculties as well as 2 to 5 student leaders who will work as camp organizers or camp supervisors. Each camp may consist of a minimum of 40 students and a maximum of 50 participants. The active participation of local student and non-student youth may be ensured. The NSS program officer should ensure adequate representation of students belonging to the SC/ST and minority communities so that young persons belong to these communities feel fully involved in the development of our country. The female NSS volunteers should be engaged to participate in the camps organized by the co-educational institution. And the students from the foreign countries may also be involved in these NSS camp if possible. For the smooth working of an NSS camp, some of the committees should be organized and coordinated during the camp. The management of the camp may be done through these committees, which take care of various aspects of our camp life. It is suggested that the following committees may be formed for smooth running of the camp. First one is mess committee. It will look after the food arrangements of the camp. Second one is program committee to conduct day-to-day activities of the camp. Third one is project committee, which should take care of the project works including supply of tools and equipments. Fourth one is cultural program committee, which will arrange the cultural program in the way that all participants get opportunity to show their skills and talents. And the fifth committee is general discipline committee, which will look after the discipline in the camp. Sixth one is reception and guest committee, which will look after the guests in the camp and make necessary arrangements for their arrival and departure. So next we are focusing upon the duration of the camp. The NSS camp will be of 10 days duration. The NSS volunteers are expected to be in the camp throughout the period, including the inaugural day, and can depart from the camp only on closing day after valedictory function. The camps beyond 10 days may be organized by the institution subject to the condition that the additional expenditure may be met by the institution itself. In case an important project has been undertaken and it remains incomplete and it is very essential to the continuity, the NSS unit may plan to organize a second camp to complete project the undertaken. So generally we can say that the duration of an NSS camp is a 10-day residual camp. Camp should have some lodging arrangements. So the lodging arrangement of the camp should be made in a building of the village or in a Panchayat school. In the case of non-availability of this building, a community building like Panchayat house can be utilized for the purpose of lodging with the consent of people of the village. And it should be noticed that no camp should be held in the premise of the college or school. The NSS volunteers must reside in the adopted area where the camp is being held. But in the case of urban areas, generally the slums in metropolitan cities are not convenient for the students to stay overnight during these projects. In such cases, the arrangements for stay should be made in institution itself. That is, the camp in the urban or city areas, the stay can be made within the educational institution. If it is not possible, day camps can be organized. So this day camp provision is only for urban unit. So next point to discuss is the daily schedule of the camp. A good camp can adopt the following daily schedule. First one is manual work. So the manual work for accomplishing of project like construction of small village complexes, sustainable developmental activities, the volunteers should contribute 5 hours in a day. Next one is discussion on topics. So for discussion on topics like freedom struggle, character building, development of culture, family welfare, health and hygiene, national integration, eradication of social evils like casteism, regionalism, dowry, untouchability, alcoholism, corruption, gambling, and civil, social and national responsibility of the citizen, improvement of agricultural practices, banking, cooperative societies, etc. 2 hours should be spent on each day for discussion on these topics. And the third one is cultural programs or community programs. 2 hours should be contributed. So next important point to remember is a day camp. That is, some universities have informed that the NSS volunteers failed to complete the prescribed 120 hours in social work under NSS program due to disturbance caused to academic sessions. It was therefore suggested that NSS unit may be allowed to organize day camps to complete the prescribed 120 hours of NSS regular works. These camps of 8-hour duration may be organized on weekends and holidays. They may do community work for 16 hours in 2 consecutive days. So these are the major points that can be discussed under the topic of NSS camping activities. So my dear students, hope you had understood this topic. So dear students, kindly go through these assignment questions. Question number 1 is, what is the organizational structure of NSS Special Camping Program? Second one, name the committees formed during NSS camp. Third one, what is the duration of NSS Special Camping Program? And brief the daily schedule of camp activities. And the last question is, what is the difference between NSS Special Camping Program and NSS Day Camp? So my dear students, in the upcoming lecture we will discuss the topic of NSS regular activities in adopted villages and adopted slums. See you soon. Until then, goodbye. Thank you and all the best.